Good evening and welcome to a short episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Y'all, I am so disappointed. I'll say disappointed, but I'm not gonna use the word frustrated. We cannot control the weather. So there's nothing that you can do about that. It has cooled off immensely out here. It feels good. Still feels like a sauna because it's so humid, but it feels good because the temperature has dropped from hell Celsius to it's about 80 degrees out here now, which is comfortable. And the humidity is supposed to leave. Actually, I think I had mentioned earlier that the heat wave is supposed to break on Sunday, I think I said, or no, I said tomorrow, and then it was supposed to heat up again Sunday. Actually, we have the heat tomorrow, the hottest day yet, and then Sunday the heat wave will break. We're supposed to only have a high of 80 on Sunday and 80s through next week. So that will allow me to get going again. I want to get the yard cut again. It's time. Also, I want to weed whack, get these flower beds clean. They're going to be over with real soon here. I've got a few more blooms to come. And if we get one more storm, then that's going to knock that out. What happened today, I got home, went out front in that heat and decided, okay, let me go on and get this potato bed up front turned, get that hay turned so that the hay won't be sopping wet. I went up there, turned it, found some rotten potatoes in there. I discarded those. Then there was a loose potato in there, which was a teeny tiny one, so it was still growing. But I went on and snatched that out. I don't think that front bed's going to do that well. And if things continue the way that they are now, see how these potatoes are linked over? You ought to see them up front. They're on the ground because it rained about 30 minutes after I finished that. There was not a cloud in the sky. It was just beaming hot, blazing. It was just the beaming hot, blazing fireball that we call the sun. And I said I would never complain about again after seeing the eclipse. But I'm not complaining. It is what it is, okay, you guys? But anyway, all of a sudden, it got dark. Okay, is the eclipse happening again? I look outside, kapow, lightning, thunder. Then the rain just started pouring, and it poured for about 2.5 hours straight. And it just stopped, y'all. So here we are, out at the keyhole garden. At least the propagation survived. So I propagated 3 of the black raspberries here. No, I propagated 5. 2 there, and I propagated 3 there. And altogether I got 10 propagations. These are only here after Robert and I went to YouTube University. We found out the best way to propagate raspberries is to just stick them in the ground. Although the directions say it's better to do it in a home, inside of a home, or a greenhouse. And so 5 are in the greenhouse, and then I experimented out here because this is so fertile that I just stuck them here, and we'll see what happens. Even if I lose them, that's okay. We know where there's more. So I just stuck them there, and we're going to see what happens. Will they live or will they die? So this is an experiment. Okay, so like I said, that rain came down, and it came down, and it came down. So, you know, whatever potato I get from the front that's good, I'll be happy for. And I'm praying that I get good potatoes back here too, because see, the flip dirt, you know, this was already wet because the dry dirt was at the bottom. So let's see. Let's look and see if the dry dirt, the dry hay, nope, it's sopping wet from beginning to end, y'all. And look, there's a potato, wet, okay? And it's not that big, but it's sopping wet. And it's nothing I can do unless I You know, they're not selling hay at the place. The only thing I can think to do is, if they had hay at Pelly's, I would go and get a bale and just put a new dry bale in there. But, you know, it is what it is. I have a little dry hay. No, that's even wet because I stored it out here. And then the hay up front is wet. So I have no dry hay. The only way I can get some is if Pelly gets some bales. I'll ride by there to see. Maybe the farmers, because that is a farmer-run place. So if the farmers have some hay, they will bring the bales. So sometimes you see the bales as early as late June, and then, a potato plant came up. I didn't even see that. And there's a potato. Is this the seed? No, that's not the seed. Oh well. Let me try to put it back under there. And I didn't pull that up. It was just laying there. The storm was so bad. I can see where it could have blown over or whatever. So let's cover him back up and hope he doesn't die. If he does, that's just loss. You know, once again, there's a potato right there. That's another one, sopping wet. So, oh Lord, there's one right there. And it's sopping wet. Here's one. Another one that's sopping wet. Oh, y'all, I don't know what to do. And I don't want to abort the mission because they're not done growing yet. You know, they're not due to come out of the ground until mid-July. So we'll see what this rain does. But if it continues, if we continue to get these storms like we're getting now, and it's been like this all summer basically, if this continues, I'm gonna have to abort the mission and pull early, even if they're small potatoes. You just can't control the weather. But anyway, so anyway, that's all I can do. So I would rather pull some small potatoes and have success than to pull them later and they're mostly rotten or all of them are rotten. Well, I did get a little work done a few minutes ago. I ended up clearing that cardboard and stuff from the side of the greenhouse here. I've got to get that water hose wound up. I did one good thing about the rain. Look at the water. And let's check our rain gauge. Then I can let you know exactly how much we got. So that looks a little better. It did kill off the grass. And y'all know on Tuesday I'll be getting that plastic. I'm going to go on and get that laid on the side of the greenhouse. And I'm going to show y'all something else I'm going to have to do. Yeah, look like the bloom season is just about over. The rainstorm beat these flowers down. I have a few more about to bloom, but they're already looking bad and they're going to be leaned over when they bloom. So it's not going to be upright and pretty like it was before. Patty pan squash. Got some females coming in, but they're coming slow. The males have already opened, but I think there's a male one right beside the female. Yeah, this one right here they might work together, and then I can get some pollination from a bee or butterfly or whatever creature. But this actually did pretty good. Yesterday it was a little stressed, and I knew I was going to lose this leaf right here because it was already half dead. But other than that, look at it. It's doing real good. Just as taut. I'm telling you, it's something about the compost that helps. Okay, so yeah, the flowers, even on the side there, they're linked over now, and they will not stand back up. That's from past experience. Let's see how much rain we got. The rain gauge is showing we got a ½ inch. I don't know if you can see for the dirt on there, but it's reading right at a ½ inch. See? A little bit over a ½ inch. I like that rain gauge. I really do. Okay. So let's come cover up. Let's come cover up the plants in the garden table real quick. And then we'll step in and check on the propagations. Oh, I need to clean that up too. Okay, well, these got, and look at that, that cauliflower is really growing. And I need to find a rubber band because it's ready to wrap now. See, it's ready to wrap. So I will do that. I know there's one somewhere in the house, so that's my priority for tomorrow, is to get that cauliflower wrapped, because I would rather it, you know, be a decent color instead of turning yellow. Okay, now the green beans. I'm loving the rain for these because, as you can see, they're beginning to bloom. One thing I've noticed, because I've always basically planted pole beans. Pole beans produce a lot faster than bush beans. But now, I will say that once bush beans get started, which you all know if you plant bush beans, once they get started, there's no ending in sight. They just keep producing and producing. But I've decided I'm gonna get some pole beans. Remember, I will get some more plants if there's any available, some more peppers and things like that. Look, even these, see how they're leaned over? And then they're stretching towards the sun too. But I will get some more. I will get some pole beans. I'm gonna get some somewhere, and it may end up being in that bed. So I'm gonna limit what I put in that bed. But I do still have room in the table where the cauliflower, because all that's in there is 2 cauliflowers and 2 eggplants. So I can squeeze some things in there. Why am I walking back over here? We just came from over here. We're supposed to be going into the greenhouse. Oh, another thing, the wood. I'm going to have to buy some wide wood planks. Look what happened. This is what the rain did to the greenhouse. And that is specifically because it's not tightened. And I need to get that board back up there too. So that's the only thing I'm going to be able to do to combat that problem. Otherwise, my tarp is going to be ruined in a year. And the tarps, a replacement tarp, costs almost as much as a greenhouse. And you cannot put up a tarp by yourself. And I don't have the money to be paying somebody to put a tarp up every year. But it wasn't done correctly. Well, I'm not going to say it wasn't. Well, no, it wasn't, because it was supposed to be drum tight and it wasn't. And there's nothing you can do when you can't get, can't get it drum tight. But look at this. Now, what you're looking at now is what the snow will do in the winter. That's bad. That's bad news, because not only can the weight of it collapse the greenhouse, but the weight of it can collapse this or knock a hole in it. So let's push it out, you guys. Let's go. That was a lot of rain, and it just gets looser each time that it rains. So what I'm gonna do when I get off from here, I'm gonna take this wide board and bring it across, and maybe that will combat some of it. But what I'm going to have to do, and this is the only spot it does that with, it doesn't do it anywhere else, because the rest of it is a little bit tighter. Not that tight, but it's tight enough to where it doesn't sag. It's just this front part that sags like that. But I'm gonna have to just take my chances and run some heavy boards across the main beam up at the top. And it's gonna cost a little money, but it'll be worth it if it saves my tarp, number one. And as long as the snow doesn't weigh down anything in the greenhouse, I really think the pipes, I know they're at least 10 times as strong as my last greenhouse. The pipes in the last greenhouse, those pipes they were the coated pipes. I'm gonna describe them. They were like, I wouldn't even say they were like the pipes that come on a walker. They were the bendable type pipes. If you bent it hard enough, it could either snap or bend. That's the type of pipes I had, or the type of frame I had for the last greenhouse. This is actually galvanized steel. That's why I bought this particular greenhouse. It was advertised as non-collapsible and galvanized, but y'all know that anything can collapse if enough weight hits it. But I'm at least comfortable in knowing that this is at least 10 times stronger than my last greenhouse frame. So with that in mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, because at first I was concerned about the wood being too heavy with the snow causing it to collapse, because I'm adding extra weight with the wood. But if I take the wood and go horizontally with it across, that may stabilize things, and it's going to go into the same shape, that A-frame shape. Now going going vertically like I am now, that can cause a problem. But if I go in the same direction of the point of the greenhouse with the wood, I think that will be better. And that may give me some stability with the greenhouse. I have to try something. And then if I have problems, then I'll be able to say, well, I tried, I did the best I can. So that's what my new goal is. So right now, I'm going to get that piece of wood that's back there, and I'm going to run it, instead of running it up and down like this piece of wood, which I'm going to take down because it's useless. I'm going to run that short piece of wood from the second pole to the point. And I can pretty much see where that's going to hold that plastic up enough to where rainwater will not accumulate. So here's hoping that that works. Alrighty, y'all. So let's check out, look at this. My cucumber has finally surpassed the mountaintop of the trellis. So we'll see what that does. And I've been seeing female cucumbers on here. Now I'm not seeing them. Well, there's one, I think. I thought these were females, but they look like they're flowers and not cucumbers. That's weird. So I'm gonna just forget it, okay? These two raspberries are my sister's. She said that she wanted 2 of them when I asked her, and she was like, yeah, especially hearing they're black raspberries. And then these 3 here are mine. So this was a correct propagation. You cut the bark at the bottom, and then you just stick it in seed starting mix. That's what the directions said. And thank goodness I had a bag of it, but I need to buy some more because I'm getting ready to start seeds. In fact, let me get these back up here. I put them down there when I was doing my propagation. I needed the whole table for that. So when I start my seeds in a couple of weeks here, I need to have seed starting mix, because I'm gonna be starting my fall garden seeds by mid-July. So, okay. So these first 2 grapevines, these are the first 2. I stuck them in here to propagate them, and then I had to leave them in soaking standing water so that the water could soak throughout the soil. That's what it said to do. So that's what I did, and so far so good. In fact, it hasn't even stressed. It feels good, actually. So we'll see what happens, because I'm thinking that the leaves are going to stress out and drop, and I'm thinking those grapes might do the same. Now, if by chance they survive, then it can hopefully take root real quick here, and the grapes can continue to grow. Just don't know. I threw away, oh, I didn't tell y'all, I cleaned up all the mess and put it there. So I have to roll the wagon to the garbage can and put everything in there. But I threw away my old grapevine, the one that never produced. I threw it away. I just tossed it because the thing was useless once again. And look what I put here. That big one that Robert gave me, I cut it down immensely. Now this looks a little stressed, but actually the leaves feel good. They're just, they're just sagging. So I may lose them, I don't know. But I kept it, so I can officially say, Que got her grapes this year. Didn't I say that? So here they are, okay? But anyway, we'll see what happens with this, but I planted it in there I didn't amend the soil, but I added a little bit of the seed start mixed. I took most of the soil that was already in there out, and I put the seed start mix in to mix it, and some of the native soil that this plant came out of. That was the main thing, because I did not, because it had been in the soil for so long, I wanted some of the native soil to be mixed in with the soil that I put it in now, since they're producing. So we know that native soil, whatever's in it, the grapes got what they needed, because here it is, full of grapes, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that, and that was experimental. All the grapevines, if they survive, every last one of them, including this one, will go in the ground along the fence over there, okay? And the raspberry as well. The raspberry will not be staying in the greenhouse. It will be going either in those two spots up front where I have that one hole, and then I've got that one other spot where the peas are up front where the grass won't grow. Those will be their spots with mulch around them. And then the other, those 5 that I have in the keyhole garden, those will go along the fence. I might leave one of them in the keyhole garden. Okay, you guys, and once again, I'm over 20 minutes, and I said a few minutes here. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I'm out of here, because y'all done heard enough and seen enough of me today. Okay, I did propagate those 2 strawberries that I had, and one of them had already rooted. Hold on, is this it? Yeah, no, that's not it. That's the one I'm rooting. Hold on, I think I put it in this one. Yeah, here it is right here. It had all, nope, that's the old one. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what I did with the thing. Oh, here it is. Yep, because it had the baby at the end. Okay. Hold on. It'll intertwine. Okay, this is the one that I rooted today. It already had roots because it was leaning into that red one. Had I known that the roots that it had already rooted, I would have just left it, but I had already cut it. So I was like, okay, it has a head start. It already has roots. But as you can see, the progress is amazing. So after another week, probably this time next week, I'll be planting these bad boys out, and they're going to go right into that red crate there. I'm toying with the idea, because I said I wanted to make that 3rd empty bed that I just repaired, that table. I had said I wanted to make that my potato table for next year, but then I'm also toying with the idea of making the side of the house a big potato bed. If I do that, which I think I may end up doing, because all I need is maybe 5 bags of soil on top of that plastic, and then the hay, and then just throw the potatoes in there and let them grow on the side of the house. Well, if that's the case, I don't need that table for the potatoes. So I may just plant my strawberries out in that table. Not all of them, but a lot of them, so that they can spread and do their thing. Okay, so that's it. So I'm gonna get off of here, get back into the house. Let's see what the temperature is. But I just wanted to come out here and check. Okay, we're at 67 degrees, it looks as if. I just wanted to come out and check everything out here, because it was very hot earlier in here. Now it feels good. Everything's looking good. Nothing stressed other than the leaves over there. But that's not too bad considering. We'll see how everything looks tomorrow once it heats up again. One last day of that. So, yep, everything seems to be doing good. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get off of here. You all have a nice evening and a nice weekend, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.